Hi everyone, this is gonna be a interesting short video. I'm gonna talk about what I think is the most important thing in a company when it comes to the security part. So you probably heard it all that we need to hire developers that need to write secure code, we need to implement intrusion detection systems. We need to have a great firewall. We need to have locks on the doors. All the kind of things we do. I completely agree, but at the end of the day, no matter how many locks you have to the door, if that door is being broken down and you have no way of getting back up and running again, getting back to business as usual. If you cannot do that, then all the security in the world will not help you a single dime. So, while you have all your security things, your dips and your dubs, you need to have a really good incident response plan. You need to have some way to get back to business as usual with a minimal amount of loss of data. That is really difficult, and there's a lot of things going through your mind right now, I'm pretty sure. So what I really want to talk about is how will you do that, and how long does it take to implement such an incident response plan? Is there some way to implement an incident response plan in an easy way? No, there is no easy way. If I should put up what I feel is the most important part is your backup. You really need to make sure that your data is backed up properly, well enough, in a way so that stuff like, ransomware or some random, action of a unknowingly user on the network or something like that, Heard about, hacking tools going rogue because someone clicked a button and was a script kiddie in the office with just too much access. Now, not really going to discuss how the hacker is getting in because they're already in. That is what you assume these days. You assume breach. So, assume breach is a way of mind of saying, well, we already hacked. So, how can you, by assuming breach, when you create incident response plan, you're kind of forced to think in different ways, in different tactics. You're kind of forced to think, well, if we already hacked, what would you do? Now, I'm not saying that what you should do is just to pull the plug, because that might not be helping the case at all. There are some cases where you probably need to pull the plug, but when I'm saying pulling the plug, I'm not saying shutting down the business, but more like turning off the internet. Because if there is an actual hacker on your server doing stuff right now, you want to make sure that ends as fast as possible. So, assume breach is a very interesting phenomena that started some, I don't know how many years ago, but it's some time ago. Now, I'm not really sure if it's 5 years or 10 years, but it is, from what I understand, what is being done mostly today. Now, I know depending on where you are in the world, you might agree more or less with what I'm saying right now. The reason I'm saying it like this, not straight out saying, this is the best way. In most occasions, it's probably gonna bring them more value to the company if you are assuming breach. There are different ways you can assume breach. one way is that you put a computer on a network that is, calling home to your office, and then with the knowledge of, a few, employees in that company, you are allowed to do that and contracted to do that, and you can try and get access to as much as you can through that machine, because getting the initial shell is something that is gonna occur at some point. If you're having a lot of different software groups, and at some point there's gonna be a 0 day. If you're big enough, it will happen. So I just want to make sure that you do not take this to, I know that there are many companies living of pen testing. I know they're gonna say, oh, it is the most important part in the world in security is pen testing, and this is what we do. Then we can really knock down your door, and if we cannot find it, hackers cannot find it. There. Yeah, no, I don't believe it. Hackers is already 1 step, or 5 steps, 100 steps ahead. No, what, not one, just 100 steps ahead. They have had all the time in the world to look at your application, look at whatever traffic they can see, observe whatever they can observe, and you have no way of knowing, because in most occasions it's all very passive. So it's just something you can do, quietly, basically. So companies that say that pen testing is just the most important part in the world and this is the thing you need, it's not true. I just can't do that in a different way. I can't say in a different way. I've seen pen testing from A to C. I've done a lot of pen testing, but at the end of the day, if you're hacked and something hits your company, all you can think about is just how can you get back to business as usual, right? So this is what really matters, okay? You can buy all the pen tests you want and lose all the money on that, and it's not gonna go to any end, because maybe they find something and you can fix trivial stuff, but if you're really gonna do some pen test stuff, hire a white hat insider pen test with full access to systems and source code. Don't make a black box pen test, because that is 100% waste of money. Do it white box. Let the people come into your company. Don't be like, oh, we have so many secrets, but it is. I just sometimes I just get really sick in my head when I hear these people, talking about they got a call from a company saying that we can offer you, pen testing 10 times a month and fancy reports and stuff like that. But who will care about a report? You need to have a way to get back to business as usual if something hits your company. And you need to be able to make sure that you're not having 100 freaking holes in your system. So basically what I'm saying is, after you hired all your personnel, after you did all the things and you shut down your security insecurities or whatever they are, well, at some point you're gonna get hacked, and then you will only think about one thing, is to get back to business as usual. I said a few things in this video that probably can bring some people's fingernails to fire, but that is okay, that is okay. I suggest you just leave a comment. I welcome any opinion. Probably not gonna reply on it if it's I'm right and you're not comment. It's very definitive, so I'm not really gonna waste any of my time on that. But any other perspective or view on it, is welcomed, and I will always reply back as soon as I can with some constructive comment or anything that can be useful. So, mind your incident response plan. Make sure you're ready for the hacker. Make sure you're ready to be hacked. Well, basically that's it. And when you are hacked, you need to have that incident response plan, because using all your money, whatever, to just buy fancy reports and pen tests or setting up firewall rules, you need, of course, great security, but you also need, and that is what you most want to have when you are hacked, a really good incident response plan. I think that's all my thoughts for now, and I welcome you to reply back if you have any comments. So I'm just gonna say until next time, take care and see you again.